What's up, everybody? We're doing something different on this one today. And I hope I do my old friend justice. I hope I express the love that I and everyone else had for him, and that we all knew how much he loved all of us. And whether you're watching or listening, if you hear me start going off, it's already happening one sentence in. I apologize, but this one sucks. This one really hurts. Didn't see it coming. Heartbreaking. But I want to start off by telling any of his family, that hear this or were there, that, there's got to be some profanity. It's just how I am. It's how I talk. I'll try to keep it minimal, but I don't think he would want it any other way. And, it just doesn't seem right to filter it in this situation. And I also promised me I'd try to keep it quick for everyone as well. We all know how, that normally works out with me. But this one's all about that guy over there, if you're watching this, behind my shoulder. And this catastrophic loss it was not having him around anymore. And he was one of the good ones. Like I told his family, he's the only one that ever served under me that I did want to kick in the head. And in Tank Battalion, it was really hard to find anyone you didn't want to kick in the head at some point. I never did with him. And I want to thank them for raising such a good one. I want to thank his family for all of us for making such a great human being that Justin was, and thank them for letting us all in. Thank his sister-in-law for the amazing speech and holding it together as well as she did during the service. Thanks for all the stories and the memories that were discussed while we were there. And to Stephanie, who's probably the only one I'm going to call out by name, just because, well, why not? I'll definitely say I remembered her story about the shin splints while it was being told. And I'm like, yeah, I could still remember the look on his face. And the look on her face might also add, because she didn't have the nicest look on her face during that. But made me smile. It's like, I know that. And again, I'm going to mention her name because let's not forget her burning my hand within minutes of us even knowing each other. Because, like I keep saying, who uses the smallest burner on the stove when the big one is available? It will produce more heat to heat up whatever you're trying to do faster. My hand appreciated it. My hand really, really appreciated it. But a big thanks for everyone involved in the service, from the funeral home and the staff itself, the pastor who gave a great service, the American Legion for their efforts, the 21 gun salute, and the honor guard there to present the flags to his daughters and to his mother, and doing him the honor that he deserved. Because he deserved it. He earned it. He really, really was good. Thanks to Larry for busting his ass to make sure a lot of things happened, and to get family pointed in the right direction with things that they just didn't know. Because who actually knows any of this? Who's prepared for any of this? So anyone that says anything bad about Larry, I'll fight you, because he's genuinely a great human being, no matter what anyone has to say about any of it. He was a great human being and a great friend, and he loved Justin just as much as any of us. So thank you to everyone involved in all of that, to give him, the respect that he deserved on his way out. Now to my feelings on Justin. Hope I don't screw up or miss anything. I know I'm going to. You can hear in my voice I'm gonna screw something up. It's just gonna happen. But just some quick things, to get through it all. Because everyone will fully, grasp it when we get there. But when I say he was a goofy little shit to me the first time we met, I mean it. And in the best way possible. Anyone that knew him knew that. There's just something about him that's very endearing and loving. And sooner or later, he ended up in the tool room. I have no idea how he ended up there with me, to be honest. I don't remember him being there. I remember Cofferness being in there. I remember when he joined, I came back and what the is he doing here? But I don't remember Justin. He was just always, there, and not a bad thing, at all. It was an honor to have him in there and be, underneath me. And, I got to know him, the man, the Marine, uh, just the human being that he was, and understood what made him tick and how he was. And, I figured out a few things. That he was a genius with computers, trust me. Never shut the hell up about it. He'd let you know. But if he had a problem, he could fix it pretty damn fast most of the time, which is pretty convenient to have around. He's a hard worker, and he actually listened and could comprehend things, which again, anyone that was in tank battalion can comprehend. It wasn't really, we didn't necessarily have the best and the brightest at times coming in and out of tank battalion. He was super patient, which is a great thing to have, and is missing in many people, just in general, let alone the Marine Corps. He's passionate about what he loved and about the Marine Corps, and he was always seeking knowledge to improve and wanted to do the best that he could at it. And he never questioned. He just, at least not in a disrespectful, way. And he tried to figure things out, which was fantastic. And I learned that he loved us with all of his heart. And, that's something that we both shared. And I consider that, that's what bonded us, why we got along, so well, I think. That was part of it because, we cared fully. We loved with all our hearts, and we do anything to help anyone. We had really big hearts. Look at me. He was one of the many people that came through and needed a place to stay when they were first figuring out and married and were at the house there. And he along the list, and there's not even including non-Marines. And he was there. He would have given you the shirt off his back. He was always, there, and he fully loved with all of his heart. And again, that's what bonded us. It's a gift. And I also say it's a curse. And I say that with all due respect, but everyone gets it, to love that much and fully and care. It's a great quality to have, but it can be very detrimental, at times to your mental well-being and your mental health. And, it does get to you and drag you down at times. And, he never did, until he didn't, but he was such a good human being because of that. And I know he moved on, and became an NCO, was a leader of Marines, and he used that caring and his ability to give a damn and his leadership, abilities. And I think that's something that, hopefully that's the one little thing he got from me, because I wasn't a yeller. There's enough, people yelling around there. Everyone yelled, and I hope that I gave him the humanity that he had in his leadership thing. And do I have a bunch of stories? Yeah. Time shared with them? Yes. A lot of them not appropriate. And I'm going to keep them, right there with me forever. Only appropriate ones for the airwaves. And some of them I just selfishly want to keep, tucked away inside. And a few people know, and we'll always laugh about it. But yeah, those are our moments. And I hate to be a dick and keep it that way, but some of them you really don't want to hear. But like I say, Stephanie's memory was hilarious. At least everyone in the room that wasn't named Stephanie, they're getting the shin splints, and his response, to her shin splints, is it was just blunt in that way. And it was hilarious. And the look on her face wasn't so, amused as all of us. But that was a good one. I can go on with the story of both, Justin and another one of us, Nick Coverness, who worked with them in the tool room at Tank Battalion there. We spent so much time together there at the townhouse one weekend. I went to get a haircut way too early because that's what I did. I wanted to be there before the barber shop opened so I could get in and out before the rush. All of us out, those two tried to help around the house. And I give them credit for trying to help around the house. Only problem is they tried to do dishes and load the dishwasher, and they didn't use a dishwasher pack. They took the Dawn out of the bottle and filled the compartment with that. And apparently, a whole kitchen just filled up with suds and foam everywhere. Thankfully, they stopped it. And somehow I missed all of it, which is impressive. They had it all cleaned up by the time, I got back, but the laughs were still there. And we still laughed about it. The last time I talked to him last year, we were still, I remember correctly. The talk him down, like it was such a good memory. And I still can't believe that I only managed to hear about it. But, he tried to help. Him and Nick, well, let's do some dishes. Note to anyone out there, do not put regular dish soap in a dishwasher. Unless you want a big suds party. then be my guest. And there's also the Taco Bell story from one Saturday morning that he was at the townhouse, and we were talking about we wanted Taco Bell. Our asses wanted to go be fat and get some Taco Bell on, I'm pretty sure, a very abysmal Saturday morning. It wasn't the nicest thing out there, gloomy, just ugh. But we were there. Damn it, I don't know why we went to the Taco Bell all the way at the bottom of Western, because there's one way closer, but went to the one all the way at the bottom of Western, which is still there to this day. And we were waiting as they unlocked the door. They unlocked the door and pushed it open to us because we were standing there waiting. And he ordered first. And you made an egregiously large order for them to be just opening the door. Like the guy was still sweeping the parking lot, getting the cigarette butts and trash up, because they were literally just opening. And they had to go send them out. Someone had to go out to get him to stop because he ordered so much. And someone in the back yelled, "Please stop." And then if you know Justin and you know that shit-eating grin, it came out. And he just looked at me and I went, "Oh, these poor souls." And he said, "In that case," exact words, and he went on to order, I want to say, $20 more worth of Taco Bell. And back then, that was a lot of Taco Bell. A lot. And that was on top of everything he had. And I didn't even order yet. And we've all seen the grin. And I knew it. I'm like, well, this is going to end so terribly. And that, is something like that had to be almost 13 years ago. And it is still singed into my brain. Like it was yesterday, through all the concussions, memory issues, everything I have. That one's always got to be there. But just think, he ordered enough food that they said, "Please stop." And then he went on and ordered $20 more worth of food in 2011 time, which means that was a lot of food comparatively to now. That's just how he was. And the smile and the laughter from it all, was contagious. And we loved him to death for that. And, that humor will live on. He was silly. We got to hear the stories. He was goofy. He was always there to make you feel good when you were down. And I'm not the only one with memories. Like Larry, who was there at the service, all of us that were there, the tenants, Efren, like there were so many. Marissa was back there, behind. She served as well. She wasn't sitting with us, but Upshaw. There's so many people that had stories with him. And, we're going to hold on to those. Some of them, trust me, you don't want to hear. Trust, you do not want to hear them. At least if you're some of you people out there, but we're going to have it. And, we are, the sad part, drastically heartbroken. That's all we're going to have left now is just the memories of, both good and bad times, memories of me having to go to the damn barracks and be there by like 4:15, so all the NCOs could have a stupid formation, clusterfuck, really, pardon my French, gaggle together, make sure we were all there so that we could walk around the barracks to go wake up a bunch of grown-ass men at 4:30 to get them in formation so we could then go to the ramp and get another formation. Field ops, late nights, me waiting for someone to come back from the field to get a screwdriver that they had to sign out. There was so many good and bad times, but all the memories with him that everyone has are good. And like me and Larry have said, it's really hard to go through tank battalion. Hell, to go through the Marine Corps at all, but especially where we were, where you can't find anyone that has a bad thing to say about anybody, no matter what. From the top down, it's very rare. Find someone, no one had anything bad to say, and he was one of them. And and I know how much it hurts us, and I know it's probably never going away from me. And I don't want to say anything, but he was one of my Marines. He was under me at one point, and he's the first one lost, and was supposed to be this way. And I know how hurt we all are. And I can't even imagine what everyone else is feeling, because they had him for all the 34 years. We only had him for a short period of time during all of that. And, we're all devastated. And And he told you it'd be hard. Get past the memories, get to this part. It's really hard for all of us. And, you know, we just want, everyone, mother, father, sister, brother, sister-in-law, nieces, nephews, children, ex-wives, girlfriends, anyone that's there, that if you ever need anything, I'm an easy man to find and get a hold of. And so is Larry. And if you need anything, we'll be there. We're just a phone call or a message away. You know, we all have each other's back. We'll always have your back because he would have done the same for us. He was very special and he deserved it. And, again, that goes to everyone, relatives, friends, anyone. You need anything, reach out to one of us and we will do our damnedest to make sure you get what you need. And, as we start wrapping it up, I just want to say I was very honored. And when all hell broke loose, they know what I'm talking about. Last year, I was honored. I was like, we didn't talk for a while then because, I was going through some, dark garbage and I didn't want to drag him into it. I didn't drag anyone into it, really. But when all hell broke loose, he still thought to call me. And, we talked for a long time, several times. Things moved on. And I just thought, it got calmer. And I hear he was still, being silly and play. So, things were better. But I was so honored that he at least was going through really just the darkest times you can. I've been there. And he thought to call me. And at least, again, if you knew how dark it got for me, it was a bad couple of years. And I didn't really like me. Still don't a lot of the time. But to know that I made, a difference at all to the point where he called me in that time of need made me feel really good. So I just want to make sure everyone know that. And, I was proud of him. I was proud to see the leader he became in the Marine Corps. And I know some of me was in him in that kindness, which is why we had that bond. And, he still called me. And it was great to see that, he took some of what I gave him and did to him as a leader. And, kept it going on because there were so many, just miserable assholes that would just yell just for the sake of it for no reason. And, he yelled when he had to, but, he was so kind and patient with people. And that's the greatest thing that you could be. But having humanity isn't a bad thing, even in a leadership role. Like, I don't understand where all the hate is in that. But I was honored to call him many things. He was once my junior Marine. We were equals. We were roommates at one point when he lived with me, him and Stephanie. Stephanie, don't worry, that guy. Yeah, the one, we talked about that cream pie. We bought at Food Line while you were pregnant. That is just as weird as we all thought, but they were roommates. He was a colleague, a brother, a friend, and most importantly, his family to the end always will be. And it was an honor and a privilege to have him even be the smallest part of my life. It might have been a short couple of years, but as you hear, what shit, I lost grandparents and got yelled at because I didn't care, didn't want to go. Like, I'm still crying. It was a privilege to have him as part of my life because he really was one of the best human beings you could ever meet and ever have in your life. And I just want to thank everyone for that, his family, everyone that raised him. What you made a really good one. And it's not a goodbye by any means. It's a see you later. It's a see you down the road. It's an until we meet again. I don't know when it'll be. We will meet again. But it ain't going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be anytime soon. So you better grow patient up there and enjoy waiting. Because I'm not giving the pricks the satisfaction. And it's always going to hurt. It shouldn't be this way, but here we are. So just know that we all loved you. And we all loved him as much as he loved us, which was unwavering. And I hope he knows that. And I hope he found his peace. Because that's all he ever wanted any of us to have. And he deserves that. He really, really does. But that's where it is. That's where we are. And we're going to have to come back from it. But hopefully he knows that we all did love him just as much as he did us, whether he knew it or not then. Hopefully he knew it now. But I'm going to close out with making sure to share it with all the people out there. This episode, whether it's your, his friends, family, make sure you get it to them and get to everyone. And, the sponsors, I'm not mentioning them. Find them on the link tree. They're all right there for you to figure out. This isn't about that. It's not appropriate. It's like all the socials are on the link tree. All along on them, share your stories with them in the comments. Share all the love for them. And if you go on Spotify for podcasters or Anchor Link, whatever it pops up as, you could share voice messages and I could play them to the whole world so they know how you feel. And then I could share them all to the world and make it be a good thing. And there's a new episode on the VA and veteran suicide coming out, so be on the lookout for that. Share the hell out of it and get it to as many people as you can, especially his friends and family, so they know how much love I had for him. Because it still wasn't wrapped around at all while I was at the funeral. And I still don't think I am, but, just appreciate, you guys giving me the time while I tried to honor my friend and brother, and I really do appreciate all of you. And make sure to reach out to your family and friends more than you might. You might think you're irritated, but you never know when you're not going to be able to do it again. And it could be the biggest difference in the world. You never know what someone's going through, and just know when someone's there with you and for you can make all the difference in the world. So make sure you reach out and do that. And just gotta go, close it with. And until we meet again, my friend, I love you. I miss you. I look forward to seeing you down the road. It's going to be a long time because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not giving the prick the satisfaction. But we will meet again. And I know you're looking down on all of us. So that's where I'll leave it. Thanks, everybody. Sorry for being emotional. Bye.